Minister Louis Farrakhan.
And Don Rojas is back on the phone.
Okay.
And Ron Daniels is in the studio.
Yes.
And let me just remind everybody, Brother Carlos hosted here in Baltimore many of our early meetings 20 years ago.
Yes, 20 years ago.
When we were playing the Million Man March.
And
that's right. And it happened, it came out, it started with Ben Chavis at the NAACP and Don Rojas. And I remember we left the NAACP. Ben and Don were put out of the NAACP. And we had a meeting right here in Baltimore to plan 20 years ago.
940 Madison Avenue.
And then here we are back out here 20 years later, brother.
Well, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has caused us to see and understand that there's an intensifying universal cry for justice. And as we are on the just 90 days or so out from going back, 20 years later, the minister is calling everybody out, our Latino family, our Mexican family, our Native American family, to say justice or else. And as the minister pointed out, he said there's a lot in the else, but understand that this cry for justice will not go unheard. So it's no coincidence that what we've seen over the past 2 years, specifically in terms of the social injustice towards our people and the outright killings of the police department on our people, and with all of this modern technology, video cameras, we can't get right. So the Honorable Louis Farrakhan is a wise leader. He's telling us that this is not days of pain. This is years and years of injustice and pain built up. And unfortunately, this is what our people result to. And so we're out here on the front line, dedicated to protecting our people, being with our people, to make sure that they're not harmed as they are venting rightfully through this injustice, because this is a disaster what happened to Freddie Gray in the back of a police van, and this must stop.
Now, you all have literally, from television production, intervened,
yes,
shut down some of the activity that was going on yesterday, people trying to loot and carry on.
Yes, absolutely, and I want to take this time to publicly say that the propaganda that you've been hearing about our brothers and sisters in the street organizations is an outright lie. They did not come together to plan to harm any police officer. Quite the contrary, our brothers from the Bloods organization, the Crip organization, the BGF was on the front line yesterday, locking arms with the community to help protect our brothers and sisters from the police department and the pepper spray and the tear gas, and standing in front of black-owned businesses saying, no, do not loot these places, pushing our people back, because we know that they're frustrated as they're throwing their rocks and bricks, but at the same time, we're here to protect them as they vent. So I'm just letting it be known that these brothers and sisters in the street organizations are not against the police department. They are out here for their people, and we are also out here in that same plight. So, Ms. Collins, well, as you know, this was the epicenter yesterday, right here at the cross-section of Pennsylvania Avenue and North Avenue. And so last night, as you saw some of the fires and some of the situations that was taking place, this is where they pretty much have tried to lock down.
So nobody, I'm trying to, what are they protecting? They're protecting something that is valuable.
Well, as you know, we're literally on the outskirts of the community, the Sandtown, Winchester Community, Historical Community, as well as Gilmore Homes projects, where our brother Freddie Gray was apprehended and this whole melee began to take place. So I believe that this is probably a containment to make sure that this is maintained because of where our brother actually lived and came from, you know. But I will say this as well. Our family from Gilmore Homes have gotten together for peace. We were with the family of Freddie Gray last night. His mother, his stepfather, all of his sisters, and they were saying Freddie would not have wanted this violence and uprising, and that they were calling for peace because this is our city and we cannot continue to damage the place where we live, but we do understand the social injustice and the frustration that is built up and causes this in our people and throughout the country.
Work you've been doing, and really especially what you did yesterday. A lot of folks still don't get us.
Yeah.
They don't get the nation. but folk need to get it because if it wasn't for you brothers, I don't know where this would have gone.
Absolutely, and Matamela always, the great Mark Thompson, which you might still be known by among a certain group, but brother, you have been strong, you have been dedicated, and I'm thankful to God because my leader and teacher, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, taught me to respect people that were involved in your upbringing and your nurturing, and you are one brother out of many brothers and sisters that helped me in my growth and process as I've been in this ministry now 20 years.
Sir.
You know, 20 years, and we thank God for you, brother, and stay on the front line. Love you, man.
Carlos Muhammad, the minister representative here from
Absolutely.
It feels like old times.
Yes, and it goes on. 20th anniversary of the Million Man March, Washington, D.C., October 10th, justice or else.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Touch me. So Ron and Don, you all heard. I know you. Oh, okay. Ron, going back to you for a minute. I think Brother Mitchell's with in the studio. Thank you, Carlos.
Gotcha.
All right, brother. Thank you.